This is the first unit, parallel processing concept. In that, these are the contents. We have completed introduction of parallel computing, motivating parallelism, then scope of parallel computing, application of parallel computing. In last session, we have also completed parallel programming platform, implicit parallelism. In that, we have studied pipelining process. Now, today we are going to see the dichotomy of parallel computing platform. Trend in microprocessor and architecture. In last session, I have explained you 8086 microarchitecture. So, in that I have explained flow of microprocessor, how microprocessor works, how pipelining works, how control unit works. So, we have already seen the microprocessor and architecture. I will tell you later about the limitations of memory system performance. But now today we are going to see the dichotomy of parallel computing platform and physical organization of parallel platform. Introduction of parallel computer. We have completed large number of tasks divided into smaller part and it executes simultaneously to solve the large problem. That is a parallel computing. This is the example for serial computing. This is the example for serial computing. In that problem divided into smaller part, but it is only processed by the single CPU. याच्यामध्ये काय होतंय, प्रॉब्लेम डिवाइड केला आहे नंबर ऑफ पार्ट मध्ये आणि तो एकाच सीपीयू कडून एक्झिक्यूट होतोय. सो दॅट्स व्हाय इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ sequential computing. Now in this diagram you can see large problem divided into smaller part, but it is multiple tasks are processed by the multiple CPU. So that's why it is a parallel computing. Okay, already we have studied serial and parallel computing, motivation of parallelism. I don't repeat the same topic again. In last lecture, we have studied concurrency and parallelism, means sequential computing and parallel computing. Same diagram for sequential computation and this diagram for parallel computation. Parallel programming platform. Last time we have studied parallel programming platform. In that there can be a sequential computer and which consists of processor, memory, and data path. It can be a sequential computer, but there is the main problem is that bottleneck, because there is the single CPU which is executing the multiple tasks. So there can be bottleneck problem can be occurred. So to improve to overcome the problem of sequential computing, parallel computing is implemented. And to implement any program of parallel processing, you need pthread and OpenMPI aspect. Pthread means parallel thread, OpenMPI message passing interface. And in the last lecture, I have already told you parallel programming platform. Before implementing the programming for parallel processing, we have to give the efficient information to the developer to implement the parallel programming code. As per our requirement, developer can implement the code. If you give insufficient information to the developer, then developer cannot implement the proper project. For example, right now you are in B. You have to submit the project title to the project coordinator. So for that you have to analyze the project information. You have formed a group, 3 or 4 members of group of project. Then you may have discussed with each other which domain is to be selected, which programming language is to be preferred. Okay, either we should go for the hardware project or software project. These are the criteria, means these are the information which you are going to, which are going to uh, which uh, which information you are going to collect uh, to decide the problem definition for your project. So same, if you will not, if you won't analyze about your project title, then your project definition will not be final. So same in the parallel programming, to implement any parallel programming, we have to analyze the system. That system can be a logical organization or physical organization. Now logical organization means the infrastructure, that software which we are going to use, that is the logical organization. Physical organization means actual physical things, for example processors, memory, okay, part of the hardware, network devices. These are the physical organization. In the next slide we are going to see in detail about the logical and physical organization. We have already completed parallel programming platform. In that we have also studied implicit parallelism. Implicit means it is automatically processed by the system itself. We no need to process the data. In last lecture I have given example for C program execution. Okay, so here you can see compiler and interpreter. Compiler and interpreter are the part of the operating system. These are the system programming tool. You have studied in system programming operating system. Compiler and interpreter are the system programming tool. When we write any programming code, either C or Java, we try to execute that code with the help of compiler or interpreter. But we just click on run button, but actual execution is done by the compiler or the interpreter. So it is an implicit execution or implicit parallelism. On the back-end side, automatically compiler execute the code with the help of different system programming tool like linker, loader, relocatable code, which I have already explained you in the last session. Pipelining. Pipelining is the process of fetching the next instruction when current instruction is being executed. In the last session, we have already seen the concept of pipelining in detail. Now, those who have not attended last session, they can see the architecture of 8086, which you may have studied in the second year computer organization course or microprocessor. Yes, sure, you have studied in computer organization subject. In that you can see this diagram. There is the pipelining. It has a 8086 has a 6-byte pipelining. It means it can store up to six instructions at a time, and control unit are responsible to decode the instruction. Means it separate out the instruction into the two parts, mnemonics and operand, or upcode or operand. Then it separate out the upcode, it pass the upcode to the ALU, and operand can be a register. So registers will send to the EU part to fetch the actual value from the register section. Then it pass the actual value to the ALU. Then ALU perform the final operation on that particular instruction, and it will return the result to the memory or user. This is a simple summary of the pipelining. Just keep main thing in your mind about the pipelining. Pipelining store the multiple instruction in the pipelining. Pipelining means it is the process of executing the instruction. It is the process of fetching the instruction when current instruction is being executed. जेव्हा एखादी इंस्ट्रक्शन एक्झिक्यूट होत असते तेव्हाच पाइपलाइनिंग काय करतो, दुसरी नेक्स्ट इंस्ट्रक्शन ऑलरेडी रीड करत असतो. त्याच्यामुळे आपल्याला काय that's why we consider that it speed up the processing, and yeah, actually it speed up the processing, but it is because it is due to the pipelining. But this is a sequential operation because here bottleneck problem can be occurred. Why? At the time only one instruction can be executed. This is a bottleneck problem. At the time, out of 6, only one instruction can be executed at the time. This is a drawback or limitation of the sequential operation. But in the parallel computing, there can be a multiple pipelining, or there can be a pipelining which is responsible to execute the multiple instructions simultaneously. Then only we can say it is the parallel processing or parallel computing. Okay, now come to the main point. In today's session, I will try to complete the two topics: dichotomy of parallel computing platform and logical physical organization. So first, let's see the dichotomy of parallel computing platform. Can anyone say me meaning of dichotomy? कुणाला डायकोटॉमीचं मीनिंग सांगता येईल का? सिनोनिम्स. Students, are you there?
Yes sir.
ओके. कुणाला सांगता येईल का डायकोटॉमीचं मीनिंग? जे येत असेल ते सांगा, नाही आलं तर मी आहे सांगायला.
सेम स्ट्रक्चर और
हाँ, प्रोनाली.
इट मीन्स सेम स्ट्रक्चर.
सेम स्ट्रक्चर. ओके. अजून कोण होतं नंतर? सोनाली.
Dicho means two.
Yes.
Dicho means two.
Dicho means two. Okay. Fine. हाँ, याच्यातून काय सांगता येईल? बरोबर आहे. Dicho means two.
Contrast between two things.
Okay, this is a perfect definition from internet. Fine. Okay, unmute yourself. Dichotomy means division. Dicho means two, and dichotomy means division of things into two parts, but it can be different. Dichotomy म्हणजे काय की त्या पर्टिक्युलर गोष्टीचं दोन पार्ट मध्ये डिव्हिजन, बट दॅट बोथ पार्ट विल बी डिफरंट. सेम नसतं याच्यात. बोथ पार्ट कॅन बी डिफरंट, और इट कॅन बी अपोजिशन ऑफ इच अदर. सो दिस इज अ डायकोटॉमी. फक्त एवढं लक्षात ठेवा, डायकोटॉमी मीन्स डिव्हिजन ऑफ थिंग्स इनटू टू पार्ट. डिव्हिजन ऑफ थिंग्स इनटू टू पार्ट. Okay, so dichotomy of parallel computing platform. Now here you can see dichotomy of parallel computing platform is divided into two parts. It is divided into two parts based on the two parts. First is the logical and second one is the physical organization of parallel platform. In the last slide, I have already explained the logical and physical organization. Logical organization means it can be a software, or it can be a scripting, or it can be a programming language. Here you can see logical organization refers to programmer's view. Programmer's view, it means programmer can perform the programming, means he can write a code, he can use software, he can simulate the data, he can store the data in the database, he or she can use the internet, means all the software utility or software part, coding part means logical organization, which can be used by the programmers. तुमच्याकडे नोटबुक असेल किंवा असेल काही तर नोट डाऊन करून ठेवा. लॉजिकल ऑर्गनायझेशन म्हणजे काय आणि फिजिकल ऑर्गनायझेशन म्हणजे काय, डायकोटॉमी म्हणजे काय. डायकोटॉमी मीन्स डिव्हिजन ऑफ थिंग्स इनटू टू पार्ट which can be different. Logical organization refers programmer's view of the platform, and try to tell me definition in your own word, or if not possible then you can tell me the same definition. पण प्रयत्न करायचा स्वतः काहीतरी नवीन डेफिनेशन बनवा. लॉजिकल ऑर्गनायझेशन मीन्स प्रोग्रामर्स व्ह्यू. Programmer's view means it can be coding, it can be program, it can be software, API, plugins. Okay. Now second one. Dichotomy means divided into two parts, logical and physical. Logical means programmers view. Physical organization refers to actual hardware organization. आत्ताच मी मागच्या स्लाइड मध्ये सांगितलं होतं बघा. I already told you physical organization means actual hardware part which we are going to use in the system. Hardware organization. Hardware organization can be, there can be a processor, memory, CPU, processing element, network devices. Okay. I again repeat the concept. Dichotomy means division of things into two parts which can be different. It is divided into two parts, logical organization and physical organization. Logical organization means programmer's view of the platform. Physical organization means actual hardware organization. Now, let's go for the next. Two critical components of parallel computing from programmer's perspective are way of expressing parallel tasks. There are two perspectives or two aspects in the parallel computing platform. First is the expressing parallel tasks. Expressing parallel tasks. We are studying parallel computing. Means it is one of the main challenge for the system, HPC system, to express the parallel task, how to show the parallel task, how to execute the parallel task, how to give the input as a parallel task, or how to execute the parallel tasks. So this is the one perspective. Note down the point. These are the one perspective of the parallel computing, way to express the parallel tasks. Now second one, mechanism for specifying interaction between these tasks. Second one is the mechanism for specifying interaction between these tasks. Suppose there you have programmer's view, means you have programming language, your ID, API, okay, syntax, everything. But to provide the interface between that programmer's view, you need some other things, that is the hardware organization. So second part is the mechanism for specifying interaction between these tasks. So how to provide the interaction between these tasks? By using the number of processing elements. If you want to execute a parallel task, means you need multiple processing elements, PE, processing element. You need multiple CPU. Then only you can perform the multiple tasks. You can use shared memory or local memory. To perform the task, you have to use the memory. Memory can be shared memory, message passing memory, or it can be a local memory. So these are the parts which are used to specify in the interaction between these tasks. These are the two perspective or aspect. These are the two programmers' perspective or aspect. Note down the point. The former is sometimes is also, and this process is called as the control. This process is called as the control structure or communication model. On the bottom side you can see it is also called as the control structure or communication model. Control structure. You may have known about the control structure in programming language. For loop, while loop, do while loop, if else, switch statement. These are the control structure for programming language. So same, while executing the parallel program or to perform the parallel computing, we need of the control structure. How? For example, for loop. In for loop, we define the n number of values and we try to execute that for loop for n number of times. So it checks the condition. It checks the condition I less than n. So up to the n, until it gets the n number of value, it continuously execute the code. But in sequential computer, it will execute the single instruction at a time. If suppose I equal to 0 and n equal to 5, means I less than 5, this loop will be executed how many number of times? 5. So 5 instruction can be executed, but by using the sequential computation, only one instruction can be executed at a time. For example, a of I, and I value is a 5, so it will execute 4 times. So a of 0 execute, this is the one task. A of 1, second task. A of 2, a of 3, like this. These are the n number of tasks executed by the single processor. But when we will try the same problem to execute on the parallel computing, at that time, if suppose there is a 4 core processor, तिकडे असा प्रोसेसर आहे की जिच्याकडे 4 कोर आहे. So 4 core at a time, 4 tasks will be executed. A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3. 4 tasks can be executed at same time. So that's why parallel computing can execute the multiple tasks at same time. So this is a control structure. This is a control structure. Now second one, later it is called as a communication model. In parallel computing, it is also called as a communication model. You may have studied some communication model in the computer organization subject. SISD, single instruction, single data. SIMD, single instruction, multiple data. MISD, MIMD, all are the communication model. In communication model, the system can execute the parallel operation with the help of the physical organization and logical organization. याच्या नावामध्येच दिलं बघा, लॉजिकल ऑर्गनायझेशन, फिजिकल ऑर्गनायझेशन म्हणजेच काय, कम्युनिकेशन मॉडेल. We can say the simple definition of communication model, that is the combination of logical organization and physical organization. म्हणजे with the help of list of software or different compiler, interpreter, and with the help of physical organization means computer, memory, I/O processor, then cache memory, more RAM memory. With the help of this logical and physical organization, we can perform the communication model. Control structure of parallel platform. Control structure in parallel platform. I have already explained you example of for loop, but again I show you the example on this slide. Here you can read the parallel tasks can be specified at various level of granularity. Note down the point, granularity. हा point note down करून ठेवा. Granularity means there can be a teeny part, small part. Parallel tasks can be specified at various level of granularity. The granularity can be a small amount of information, or we can say the teeny part. There are two types of granularity. In the high performance computing. Note down the point. Two types of granularity: coarse grain, fine grain. Coarse grain granularity and fine FINE, fine grain granularity. Coarse grain means large part is divided into smaller part. Large application is divided into smaller part. It's called as the coarse grain granularity. And second one is the fine grain. Fine grain means smaller part again divided into larger part. It's called as the fine grain granularity. While teaching the parallel computing, I have given you example of image processing. If suppose you want to perform the parallel processing on image, then we give the single image as the input. But in single image there can be a number of frames. Means one image is made up by the three different images. Means there can be three different images can be there to make a single image. So when we pass the image to any image software, so it take an input as the image. When it process on the image, it separate out, it divide the single image into the multiple parts. Suppose that image contains the 10 image. Okay, so it performs the granularity on that particular image. Means it separate out the different image from that single image, and it will try to process the effect on that each to each and every different task. And finally, means here you can understand, when we pass the input as the image, that particular parallel computing software will simplify or divide the problem into multiple tasks. Main image can be divided into 10 parts, for example. So 10 tasks are there. It means large problem divided into smaller part. It is a coarse grain. Got it? Large part divided into smaller part. It is a coarse grain. It is processed by the particular software, but after processing, again we have to combine the smaller part into the larger part. After performing a processing, जसं तुम्ही फोटोशॉप मध्ये एखादी इमेज इम्प्रूव्ह करतात ना, सेम तसं एक इमेज दिली, त्याच्यावर काहीतरी इफेक्ट, कुठेतरी कोणता तरी कलर वाढला, काहीतरी इमेज रिसाइज झाली, क्रॉप केलं, डिफरंट ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म झाले त्या इमेजवर. देन फायनली again we have to gather together all the smaller part in the larger part. So at the end, again that software try to combine all the parts together to make the large application. So here you can understand the concept fine grain combine all the smaller parts together to create a large problem, and finally we will get a single image. This is one of the example for parallel computing and granularity. Okay, note down this point. Granularity, I will ask coarse grain and fine grain. Again I repeat, coarse grain and fine grain. Coarse grain, large problem divided into smaller part. Fine grain, smaller part are divided into larger part. Individual instruction program can be viewed as a parallel task between these two. Okay, no need to explain this. Parallel programming, single instruction on multiple processor. Here you consider this example. For loop I equal to 0, I less than 1000, I plus plus. Here you can see C of I equal to A of I plus B of I. Now main thing is that we use the parallel computing for the large application. To execute the 5 line of code, we don't use the parallel computing. This is the basic concept. So here you can see there can be a 1000 line of code which will be executed by the parallel platform. Here you can see C of I, A of I plus B of I. Perform the addition between the A and B number, and result is stored in the C. But here you can see value of C is depend on AI and BI. Value of C is depend on AI and BI. So if suppose there are 4 core processor, there are multiple core processor. So 1000 at a time. Here at a time 4 instruction can be executed at the same time. So in first iteration it will execute 4 instruction, means C of 0 to C of 3. In the next second iteration it will execute C of 4 to C of 7. Are you getting? I am telling you index. There can be index from 0 to 999. there can be index 0 to 999. So it will execute 4 instruction in first instruction. Like this, it will execute all the instruction up to the index 999. Here you can read on each other C of 0, A of 0, B of 0. Okay, value of A of 0 and B of value of C of 0 is depend on A of 0 and B of 0. Same value of C of 1 depend on A of 1 and B of 1, and so on. Can all executed independently of each other, but each instruction execute independently in parallel computing. If there is a mechanism for executing the same instruction, in the case add on all the processors with appropriate data, we could execute this loop much faster. Okay, just in the last slide, I gave you one example. By using the single processor, it executes one instruction at a time. But same problem can be executed by using the multiple processor. So multiple instruction can be executed at same time. So it speed up the processing of particular parallel platform. Okay, 139. A typical SIMD architecture. Okay, these are the communication model. In CO, you may have studied SIMD, SISD, but in our high performance computing in first unit, we are going to see only 2 models. First one is the SIMD and second one is the MIMD. Note down the point: SIMD and MIMD. These are the architecture of microprocessor. SIMD, long form, single instruction multiple data. SIMD, single instruction multiple data. MIMD, multiple instruction multiple data. Okay, these are the 2 different architecture in parallel programming platform. In parallel programming platform, there are 2 architectures. One is the SIMD, second one is the MIMD. Single instruction multiple data, multiple instruction multiple data. Okay, now first one. Here PE denotes processing element. PE ला काय म्हणतात? Processing element. Processing element can be a device, can be a hardware device which are responsible to process the particular instruction. So in SIMD architecture, you can see this is a left hand side diagram show the SIMD. In SIMD, you can see the interconnection network and multiple processing element, and there is only single control unit. Why? Because SIMD, single instruction and multiple data. Data can be multiple, but there can be a single instruction. So control unit only execute the single instruction at a time, and number of processing elements are responsible to process the data which are fetched by the control unit. But you can see there is the single control unit which are executing the instruction. Single control unit which are executing the instruction. So that's why there can be a bottleneck problem. Only control unit will decide which task is to be executed. There can be processing element. It depends on the processor which you are using. If you are using the dual core, then there can be only 2 processing elements. If you are using 4 core processor, there can be 4 processing elements at a time, but only single control unit. So due to the single control unit, there can be a limitation. Only the multiple processing element is controlled by only single control unit, single CPU. So it might require more time to execute a particular task. And interconnection network. In interconnection network, there can be a memory or any electronic devices or internet ISP provider. It contains interconnection network contains the different networking devices or ISP provider. Now you can compare this diagram. MIMD, multiple instruction and multiple data. Here you can see there is the multiple instruction. Multiple instruction are fetching by the multiple processing element. But each processing element can have its own control unit. इथे तुम्ही पाहू शकता प्रत्येक प्रोसेसिंग एलिमेंटला स्वतःचा काय आहे कंट्रोल युनिट आहे. सो देयर कॅनॉट बी एनी बॉटलनेक प्रॉब्लेम लाईक SIMD. प्रत्येकाला स्वतःचं कंट्रोल युनिट असल्यामुळे काय होईल प्रोसेस दिस कंट्रोल युनिट विल कमांड टू द processing element. Processing element will share the memory through the interconnection network and again it will return back the result to the control unit. There is no any conflict between the control unit. In this diagram SIMD, conflict can be occurred. इथे conflict होऊ शकतो, disturbance येऊ शकतो. Why? Because there is a single control unit. So at the same time, multiple processing element can request to the control unit to access the memory. To access the memory, a number of processing elements will request to the control unit at same time. Then deadlock can be occurred, but that problem is overcome in the MIMD. There is a separate control unit assigned to the processing element. So due to that, bottleneck problem is overcome and deadlock problem is overcome. If any problem occurs, then control units are responsible to execute the particular task. This is a simple explanation of the SIMD and MIMD. I repeat again, SIMD and MIMD are the parallel programming architecture. SIMD single instruction multiple data, MIMD multiple instruction multiple data. What is the difference between the SIMD and MIMD? In SIMD there is only single control unit. In MIMD there are separate multiple control unit, or we can say the separate control unit for processing element. In SIMD bottleneck problem can be occurred. In MIMD bottleneck problem are overcome. Deadlock problem can be occurred. In SISD deadlock problem cannot be occurred. In SIMD hardware cost is less. Why? Only single control unit. But in MIMD hardware cost is more. Why? Multiple control units are used, so cost can be increased. Which one is efficient? Definitely MIMD is the efficient than SIMD. So this is a simple explanation of SIMD and MIMD architecture. Now it's a 1:46. I will try to complete the session in 5 to 10 minutes. Then at the end of the session, 5-minute session for question answer. Okay, come to the main point. Here you can see executing the conditional statement. Am I audible to all students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, fine. Okay, fine. Executing the conditional statement on the SIMD computer with 4 processors. इथे आपण काय करणार आहे? With the help of SIMD computer, we are trying to execute the particular instruction with the help of 4 processors. Here you can see processor number 0, 1, 2, 3. There are 4 processors. With help of 2 steps. By using two steps, we are going to execute this loop. Now here you can see if B equal to 0, then C equal to A, as C equal to A divided by B. Now initial value. When you try to execute the program, by default there can be garbage value in the garbage or some other value already placed in the processor. आपण जेव्हा प्रोग्राम एक्झिक्यूट करतो ना तेव्हा प्रोसेसर मध्ये ऑलरेडी काहीतरी व्हॅल्यू गार्बेज व्हॅल्यू सेव्ह असतात किंवा ज्या व्हॅल्यू आपण इनिशियलाइज करून ठेवल्या. फॉर एक्झाम्पल A equal to 5, B equal to 2 असं काहीतरी इनिशियलाइज केलं असेल तर ते ऑटोमॅटिकली बॅक एंडला प्रोसेसर मध्ये ऑटोमॅटिक सेव्ह असतं. सो यू कॅन सी इनिशियल व्हॅल्यू. इनिशियली प्रोसेसर 0 इनिशियलाइज विथ 5, प्रोसेसर 1 इनिशियलाइज विथ 4 and B as a 2, processor 2 initialized with A1 1 and processor 3 all three value initialized to 0. This is a step number 1. Now come to the coding. If b equal to 0, if b equal to 0, yes, condition is true, b equal to 0. Now come here and see what is the value of b. 0. Okay, condition is true, b equal to 0. If b equal to 0, then you have to perform which step? c equal to a. तुम्ही काय करणार, b ची व्हॅल्यू कधी 0 असेल पहिल्या प्रोसेसर मध्ये तर तुम्ही कोणती स्टेप परफॉर्म कराल? c equal to a. So now here you can see value of c is a 0 and c equal to a. What is the value of a? Is a 5. c equal to a means value of a is assigned to the c. Now here you can see value of a, that is the 5, is assigned to the c. So first instruction is executed by processor 0. पहिली instruction कोणी execute केली? Processor 0. Okay. When first instruction is executed by the processor 0, if your condition is true, we don't go for the else part. आपण बघा, आपण आपल्याला कोडिंग मध्ये माहिती आहे पहिली कंडिशन ट्रू असेल तर आपण कोणता पार्ट एक्झिक्यूट करतो? ओनली फर्स्ट. इफ आपण एल्स मध्ये जाणार आहे का? नाही, आपण डायरेक्ट कुठे जाऊ? आउट ऑफ लूप. सो सेम फॉर द प्रोसेसर 1, सेम व्हॅल्यू इज कॉपीड. For processor 2, you can see same value is copied. Why? Because this first step is executed by the processor 0. So that's why processor 1 and processor 2 are idle. लक्षात आलं का तुमच्या? जेव्हा if part रन होतो तेव्हा फक्त पहिल्या प्रोसेसरने रन केलं, बाकीचे प्रोसेसर काय होते? आयडल. आणि हा प्रोसेसरला तर आपण या प्रोसेसरला आपण काय व्हॅल्यू दिल्या का? नाही. We have initialized all the value as a 0. So there can be no operation. But now again go back to the code. Condition is true, b equal to 0. Again you will check this part is executed by the first step, but in the second part it will execute the else part. But now here you can see else part will be executed by the next processor. First part executed by the processor 0. Now in the second step, processor 0 will be idle. पहिला प्रोसेसर काय होईल? Idle. Now this part will be executed by the processor number 1. Now here you can see c equal to a divided by b. What is the value of a? Here for processor 1, 4. What is the value of b? 2. Now 4 divided by 2. Result is 2. So c equal to a divided by 2. 4 divided by 2. Answer is 2. 2 is saved in the c. Now here you can see value of c is the 2. Here you can see value of 2 is the value of c is the 2. Now you will go for the next. Value of c is the 2, and here you can see when it will again return back to the main function. Then the rest of the instruction, here you can see c is initialized to 1 and rest of things is as it is. So just keep in your mind, in parallel processing it execute the instruction with the help of the multiple processor, but one instruction is executed by the first processor, another instruction is executed by the second instruction. I will not ask you question over this example, but you should keep this example for the final exam. If they ask any theory, you can give the example to get the more marks. What's the time? I think it's a 1:52, so I should stop here. Okay, this is enough for today's session. In the next session, we will study shared address space platform in the communication model for parallel platform. In the next session, we will study this part and physical organization of parallel platform. That is the further. In the next session, I will complete the rest of two parts. That is enough for